Hello everyone and welcome. Hello and welcome to one of the last taste testing videos of the year, because it is the 3rd of December 2025 and I've quite a few things that I wish to try right now, mostly because I'm really hungry. Partly because I'm hungry and I purchased them only yesterday. I'm keen to get stuck in. We have quite a bit of cheese, which is never a surprise when I'm around and in charge of a budget. But we also have an Indian dessert. So I've tried from Sainsbury's one or two other desserts, Indian desserts on their Royal brand, but I'm pretty sure I've not tried this one before. I remember the one I tried previously. Oh, that was so beautiful. I cannot really remember the ingredients, but it was just something really different and just so succulent, indulgent, Moorish, however you wish to term it. But I think we will start with these Baby Bells, which are Stranger Things branded. I've not seen a single episode of Stranger Things, but it sounds like an interesting show. You do get only 6, and they were not clearly marked within the Sainsbury's store, so the Oak store. So I'm not too sure how much I paid, although actually, conveniently, this is the correct receipt. Yes, it's right. Yes, this is the correct receipt. I thought that might have been my other receipt from a previous visit. £2.45, but I'm pretty sure they had some other variants and they were priced, and I'm sure they were around £2.45 or similar. So that's, yeah. I suppose I've not really put the price up, so I suppose that's a good thing. But £2.45 seems a bit steep. I know Sainsbury's is not the cheapest store, but even if you could find these at home bargains, probably not Poundland, B&M perhaps, I'm sure they would not be massively cheaper, but I could be wrong. Anyway, I do not eat Baby Bell a lot, but from what I remember, the standard Baby Bell is okay. It's an Edam cheese, isn't it, from what I recall. So, and again, I've not seen Stranger Things, but it clearly is as big as ever because we're seeing Stranger Things brands, and so there's a lot of sponsoring and promotion going on. I'm meant to look for the ingredients. Not for children under 4, or cut into bite-sized pieces for children under 4. Water is the first ingredient, so there's a lot of water. Modified potato starch, coconut oil 15%, calcium hot chili pepper mix, red bell pepper, red jalapeno chili pepper. I'm not a fan of jalapenos, but with this type of cheese it could work quite well. It should not be too overpowering. He says these could be famous last words. Cayenne chili pepper, salt's natural flavourings, acidity regulator, may contain traces of milk. Traces of milk? I should hope there's more than a trace of milk. But are you telling me that? Oh, okay, they are actually. I was going to say, why is there coconut oil, but they're actually plant-based? Hence the traces of milk. What? Food preparation with coconut oil. These are not actually proper cheese. You'd think that they would be making a big thing of it, but I suppose they were just taken over. They had to give space to the Stranger Things branding. I wondered why there was no real reference to cheese. Potato starch cheese. This is a new one with coconut oil. I've tried plant-based cheeses from Aldi and I've not really been impressed. Not in terms of the coconut oil or plant-based, whatever it was. Cheddar. It was just, I'm sure it was coconut oil, the 1 or 2 variants I tried, and the texture was wrong, the taste just wasn't there. But we'll give this a go. Oh, it's green, that's the colour left on top. But yeah, honestly, I had no idea that they were plant-based or coconut oil-based, whatever you wish to term them to be. So, I'm trying to remain open-minded, but I'm getting a bit... Memories of those Aldi coconut oil cheeses are... Oh gosh, it feels a little wet. I have a bad feeling about this. I'm almost scared. Not because of the heat. That could be a nice, promising... Sorry, the lighting is really poor still. just like it was yesterday when filming. Okay, cross section. I'm scared the heat could be nice, but the smell is somewhat neutral, somewhat inoffensive. And I said, there was a bit of heat, something tickling my throat, and oh gosh, that's quite potent, and that's just half. It's actually potent. It's not overwhelming, but at the same time, it very directly assaults you. If that was any hotter, yeah, that would be problematic. It is dissipating slightly. It's bearable just about, lingering still, but it's there. In terms of texture, the texture was perhaps a little disappointing, as I was expecting initially, Edam. But then the texture sort of grows on you, I suppose, as the flavour starts to come through. It's just curious texture, perhaps one of the nicer coconut oil-based cheeses that I have had, if not the nicest. That heat is nice, it's strong, but it suddenly gives substance to the whole operation. Curious. I like it. I think I would be able to tell that it was coconut oil based cheese, fake cheese, pseudo cheese, but it is preferable in taste and maybe in terms of texture as well to those aforementioned Aldi cheeses, which I've tried, plant-based cheeses. The texture is a little off, but it is not too off-putting. It has something going on. I can eat them. I'm not going to be revolted by eating them. I love quirky things. I love eccentricity. I love being creative, and I love observing other people's creativity. I can do things with these. These are not unbearable. The spice, the heat is definitely a good selling point. It is quite strong, but it is really what keeps you attracted to them. The texture, as I said, is a little off, but yeah, I'm glad that I have them. I'm not going to struggle to go through them, but nor am I going to be drooling over them necessarily. But they're different. They have something going on. That's not a bad recipe. Perhaps refine the texture a little, but otherwise that's not too bad considering it is fake cheese. That's not too bad at all. And still warning that it may contain traces of milk. I was thinking to myself, hang on a moment, I'm pretty sure cheese is made with milk. Anyway, so that's really strange that they've gone out on a limb, unless there are two variants. There's a non-plant-based version of the Stranger Things cheese, but I only saw these ones at Sainsbury's. Curious. Oh well. And it is interesting to see Baby Bell getting in on the plant-based cheese. I think when I was visiting my family in London, maybe a year ago, 6 months ago, whenever it was, I went to their local Aldi and I saw some regular flavoured plant-based Baby Bell cheese. So I was actually aware that now that I think about it, that they have branched out into plant-based cheese. I cannot remember what I thought of it. Maybe I felt it was slightly off, but an improvement over some plant-based cheeses. But that's interesting. That's interesting. You need to like spice, and despite it having a dreaded jalapeno, I found it's tolerable. But it certainly has a kick. For £2.45, yeah, that's going to be a bit steep, and they're not. These are not Jaffa cakes where I would pay £50 for 10 Jaffa cakes. So they are not to the Jaffa cake level of excitement, but they are different. They're different foods. If we all had an unlimited budget, sure, I would try them again. But once all of them are gone, they are no doubt a limited edition anyway, so I may never get to try them again. But if they are still around, probably I'll not end up getting any more before they disappear. But as I say, they have something going on. They are good. Now, also from Sainsbury's, more cheese, this time proper cheese. No offence. Chunky Greek feta with harissa marinade. This is a sharing plate to make me feel guilty that I will end up eating the whole thing myself. I mean, I'm home alone, what am I supposed to do? With roasted red peppers and extra virgin olive oil, spiced with cumin, paprika and garlic, ready to eat. And it's mild, so there's a bit of heat. And it says, and there is a symbol, protected designation of origin for feta, yes. So it does have protected status. On the Sainsbury's Deli Deal range, we have feta cheese PDO with roasted red peppers, extra virgin olive oil, 13%, seasoned with cumin, paprika, garlic, and cracked black pepper. Black pepper is welcome, always. Got a bit squashed somehow, I noticed when I got it home. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I have not had feta in some while. That smells nice. That smells really nice. So we have, let's see if I can show you without spilling anything. There we go. Cubes of feta in a marinade. Classic feta texture and taste, slightly crumbly. See what's going on at the bottom here. Okay, that's where the spice is, of course, in the marinade. Let's get a bit of marinade with one of these cubes. Oh, this one's covered in marinade, so there we go. But already I can see the combination working well. Nice, so easy to eat, crumbly. And feta is not even one of my favourite cheeses, but I think partly because I have it so rarely, it's always welcome. I never get tired of it. It can make salads exciting, which is not a phrase we use often. It can work well in a marinade, apparently, as we see here. Feta's a good cheese. Feta's a harmless cheese. I like feta. It's just good, simple feta, but jazzed up with a nice marinade, which has a bit of a kick, maybe slightly milder than those plant-based Baby Bell Stranger Things branded cheeses or pseudo cheeses, but it works well. That is nice, very nice. The price was £3.50. Now, that is steep, but first of all, cheese is always steep. even plant-based cheeses, I think, are quite steep as their recipes are emerging. I suppose companies cannot yet order all of the relevant ingredients at greatly discounted prices, wholesale and so forth. So when plant-based cheeses take off, if they ever take off, I'm sure they will eventually, they will of course drop in price. But this good old-fashioned feta with a nicely spiced marinade, £3.50. How many grams was it? I mean, I'm voting with my stomach. I'm enjoying it, but for an objective, 250 grams. There you go. Focus. And in case you need to see the ingredients again, or for the first time actually, all sheep's milk and goat's milk. Okay, I'd never noticed. Tomato paste, balsamic vinegar. See, I cannot tolerate vinegar, but thankfully I'm not really tasting it. So that's good, that's something at least. Hopefully my body tolerates the whatever quantity of vinegar is within the dish. But otherwise, those ingredients are great. Oregano, chili powder, chili flakes. Yeah, sheep's milk and goat's milk, interesting. Feta cheese is 60%. Yes, you get a nice amount of feta. I'm going to enjoy finishing this off, but we have one more thing to taste test. But yeah, that's good. That's something nice to have. It had been too long since I'd last had feta, so feta is back in my stomach, back to the front of mind. And now we have royal jalebi, £5. So yeah, these are not cheap, these desserts, but I have to say, the previous one or two, was it two that I've tried before? They delivered on quality, let me say that. So £5, but this could be really good. Enjoy the crispy, sticky delight of jalebi. Spirals of crispy, deep-fried batter dipped with sugar syrup. Sugar is the first ingredient, but it's a dessert, so, you know. Wheat flour, niacin, clarified butter, milk, acidity regulator, citric acid. It does have E102 for colours and 124 and saffron. Warning, E102 and 124 colours may have an adverse effect on activity and attention in children. Allergy advice, see ingredients in bold, so that's milk and wheat. You can direct questions and comments to sales@bombayhour.com. Produced in the UK by Bombay Hour Limited, Middlesex, and they have a website, royalsweets.com. If it ever focuses. Doesn't want to focus today, but I am holding it at a weird angle where I reached the maximum tone for my hand. Yes, and suitable for vegetarians, 300 grams for £5, but bear in mind these could be really delectable. And it's not the type of thing I buy often, so it's nice to have a nice treat. They do look like almost like curly fries, but it should be very sugary. There's a very, very faint smell, barely detectable. It must be the batter. Slightly sticky, as they say. Oh, I thought they're delicate. Oh, they are delicate. Oh gosh, pieces are falling. They are delicate. Okay, I will clean up my mouse pad in a bit. Okay. Yeah, well, they are delicate. If you just slightly squeeze in the middle, you can feel an impression being formed. Oh my. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, they have done it again. Give me the recipe. I'm tasting. There's a council delivering a small medley of flavours. It's so discreet, somewhat in terms of appearance, I suppose. You're not quite sure what flavour to expect, especially if you ignore the ingredients. But in terms of smell, there's no real giveaway. And then you take your first bite, and then I suppose there's maybe a buttery taste. Definitely the syrup I can taste. Mmm. 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 Mm. I am I am a fan of syrup, but it needs to have something extra going on. Where's the box? Is it the clarified butter, I guess? I mean, there are not many ingredients, but they have knocked something up that I could describe as being beautiful. I mean, I always say paying for quality, it's worth it. £5 is a lot of money, but do I feel cheated? Absolutely not. Would I buy these again? I would very much like to. I keep staring at the £5. It's £5, yes, but you do get a fair amount. I'm not sure how well you can see, but a fair amount. And as I say, I do not even go in Sainsbury's that often. As you know, needing to stick to a budget, well, theoretically, I end up spending lots more at Aldi than I perhaps should. But so going to Sainsbury's is a nice treat. And yeah, so I do not have opportunity to buy these Royal branded desserts that often. And I'm so glad that I did purchase these. They're soft, they're delicate. The stickiness is betraying the presence of the syrup, which brings us some of the flavour. There is this you just need to taste them. There's something, I suppose, buttery. Maybe it is the clarified butter. Again, with so few ingredients, yet you've made something so exciting. Really, these are good. Mm. 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 If you love sweet things, then a small piece of heaven awaits you. These are a small piece of heaven. These are good. How am I going to resist eating all of these? These will be gone before the hour is up. These are. Hmm. Wow. And yeah, there's a nice butteriness, and there is a slight moisture. There is a slight moistness, which you may think interferes with the enjoyability, but no, there's something rewarding about detecting that moistness. I suppose because it's delivering the buttery taste or something. These are sumptuous. These are good desserts. I need the recipe. These are good. Wow. Do you know what? All three products, they've offered things quite different, even the two cheese or pseudo cheese versus actual cheese products. But Stranger Things plant-based cheese, very different, but they have something going on. Not as nice as actual cheese, no, but still something different. I will enjoy them somewhat. The feta is always great, and that marinade is nice. And finishing with these desserts, what a standout. These are delicious. Bring these to any party, not just a Christmas party, but a wedding party, any party. These are good. People would get married over these. Yeah, a small piece of heaven.